What's going on, man? Look, today I want to tell you 3 ways that you may be neglecting your wife and not even know it. I'm Darren McGee. I work with husbands around the world, helping them better connect and communicate with their wives. And I want to welcome you to the Grove Coaching Experience. Let's go. All right. Number 1, emotional neglect. So look, simply put, emotional neglect is when you're just not paying enough attention to your wife's feelings and needs. Put it like this. Think about a flower. A flower needs water and several other things to make it grow the way it needs to, right? So imagine your wife being that flower and you're the gardener. If that flower is not getting the water and the other things that it needs to grow, what's going to happen to it? It's going to die. So again, imagine your wife being that flower and you're the gardener. You have to give her that nutrients, that water, the sunshine, all those things she needs in order for her to grow. But see, in your marriage, emotional neglect will make your wife feel unseen and even unloved. And over time, it'll lead to feelings of loneliness, frustration, resentment, and all of those things will create a big giant gap between you and your wife. And that's going to make it harder to connect and communicate. And basically, it's killing a relationship. Number 2, neglecting household responsibilities. So this is when you don't share or you don't help out with the household chores, things like dishes, doing the dishes, cleaning the laundry, cooking, even keeping up with the kids. You know, just things that makes the house run smoothly. So the thing about this is when one of you are doing more consistently than the other, it's going to lead to feelings and things that's going to hurt the marriage more than it helps the marriage. Okay, so for instance, if you and your wife both work and you guys come home, but she's doing majority of the tasks or all of the tasks that I just mentioned before, she's going to start feeling resentful and taken for granted. Even if she is a stay-at-home mom/wife, she can also feel those same feelings of resentment and being taken for granted. And for the guys that don't know, being a stay-at-home wife or mom is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Trust me. There's been a point in my marriage where my wife was actually a stay-at-home mom when she wasn't working at a time. And there's been a time in my life where I've been a stay-at-home parent. And guys, just show appreciation. Show appreciation to your wife. If she's a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife, man, you gotta show her some appreciation. I got a whole new respect for those parents that actually stay at home with their kids. That's a lot of work, and it's an ongoing job that doesn't stop. Because see, most people, they take it for granted because, you know, you go out and work a job and you bring in a little income, or you bring in the income and you get time off from that job. But just because the parent is staying at home with the children or whatnot and they're not bringing in any income, don't mistake that for not being a job. It's a whole job. And then plus the other tasks added on. So you got the cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, taking care of you when you come home. Like it's a lot, man. And the fact that she's human, that stuff weighs on her. So please, don't take it for granted, because I definitely did that. Until it was my turn to actually take care of the kids and stay home and do all of that stuff. So just don't take that for granted. Show her that you appreciate her. And on top of that, what you gotta understand is becoming stressed and overwhelmed, man, it's easy to do. Especially if you got a lot to do. Very easy to do. And see, this affects their overall mood and their well-being. On top of that, it creates that emotional distance. And see, then you wonder why you ain't been clapping no cheeks lately. If the reason is your wife, who's human, is probably tired, she's overwhelmed, maybe a little stressed, and she's probably running on fumes, needing a little help. So leaving most of the household tasks to your wife to do is probably hurting your marriage. And when your wife asks you for help and you as her husband dismiss it or don't take it serious, hurting the marriage, putting off stuff consistently and knowing that it needs to be done, you know what that's doing? Hurting the marriage. And you know why? Because it's putting more pressure on your wife to take care of that thing that she's coming to you about or nagging about that needs to be done. Number 3, physical and time neglect. So basically, this is when we as husbands don't spend enough quality time with the missus, or we aren't there physically present when she needs us. And being present meaning showing affection, engaging in conversation, and prioritizing time with your wife. And this type of neglect is very easy to do, because when you're focused on your work, when you're focused on the hobbies that you got going, maybe the homies or friends, there are a lot of things that you can focus on and maybe distractions sometimes that prevent you from prioritizing your wife. But it's vital, it's so vital to make sure that you're prioritizing your wife. But catch this, if you're not spending time with your wife, it's going to lead her to feeling lonely and unimportant. And the distance created by those feelings that she feels, it's going to create a distance between you two. And that distance is going to weaken the connection in your marriage. You see what I'm saying? And see, that's going to lead to arguments, more arguments, fussing all the time, fighting for nothing, little things. And even a breakdown in communication. And that's what we don't want. We don't want a breakdown in communication. And with that being said, let me be a little more clear on physical neglect. I'm talking about the little things that may have disappeared over time. The little things like holding hands or hugs, kisses, you know, those little things. And see, the lack of this physical affection, it can lead to your wife feeling unloved and just disconnected from you. Because you gotta think about it. Before you guys got married and y'all was, dating and talking, all those good things, when you did those little things like hold her hand, give her little kisses, hugs, whatever, she loved that. She ate it up. That was probably part of the reason that y'all wound up being married. She loved those little things. And see, it's easy to allow these things to disappear over time. It's very easy because we kind of get comfortable with that person. We're building life with this person. We have kids, things come up. There's a lot of things that kind of make it wither away. But see, as the man, as the husband that you are, the great husband that you're becoming, it's going to take us to be committed. It's going to take us to put in effort and energy to make these things, or make our marriage even better. So look, these are 3 ways that you may be neglecting your wife and you not even know it. And if you can relate to all 3 of these, or even if you relate to just one, my next video is going to show you how to do away with neglect. So for now, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and in the comments, let me know which one that you relate to the most. Until next time, remember, a stronger family starts with a stronger you. Peace.